Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Snake People at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. It's the podcast where we talk about growing up and living queer, nerdy, and depressed online and at the cinema. From the kids who had printed on Boromir at a young age, it's Sneep at the Movies. I'm Matty.
I'm Ezra.
And there's no Helena this week, so...
Yeah, this week you
so
you get a flashback to the double act that made Maddie and I instantly recognizable to the people who worked at the Taco Bell and the liquor store there where we used to live.
When was the last time it was just
go there
us?
that often?
I know.
Oh, it's been a long
We're
time.
just so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a minute since just the two of us recorded an episode, which is exciting. I think it's gonna be fun.
We got a good one of those ones where we sometimes plan out our episode subjects, pretty far in advance, and other times they sort of just spontaneously come to us. And this was one of those ones where somebody made a dumb joke and we went, hey, what if we did that for our podcast episode? And lo and behold.
I don't remember. Oh, it's because Helena was watching National Treasure.
Yeah.
And we just started talking about, we're doing a Sean Bean episode. We just started
it's
talking about
it's
Sean
not his
Bean.
birthday or anything. It's just, this is the Sean Bean tribute episode.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean,
because
if
I was
you're
like,
out there, I'm sorry I called you Mr.
We
Bean
love
because
you.
that's a separate thing. Also, we love you.
That you weren't on that one. Yeah. I think I was started looking through his IMDb just as as a goof or something. I don't know. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening? What is going on here? And then we were like, do you want us to do an episode on Sean Bond's bizarre career? And the answer was, yeah, we do. Sean Bean, if you're out there, I'm sorry I just called you Sean Bond. It was either that or Scene Bean. So
yeah, that's what I said. So I would also like to formally apologize to Mr. Sean Bean.
Yeah,
a man that I admire.
Yeah, a guy we love and respect in this house.
Big fan.
This house of snakes that we've built. Snouse? I don't know. I don't think that's anything. Snodcast. Shit, can't believe it took me that long to do Sneeple podcast. Snodcast. Oh boy.
I think the Snodcast.
Man, I thought maybe it would be a little bit more together.
Yeah. No. The Snodcast is what happens when I have a cold and decide to record anyway.
Yeah, that is exactly it. I thought maybe our energy would be a little bit more together because normally you throw Helena in the mix and I just go nuts, but I guess the issue really is just me. There's just no inhibitor, just wild.
Every time we joke about whoever's not here is 80% of our impulse control. It doesn't matter. Whoever it is who is not here at any given week is 80% of our impulse control.
Yeah, we are really a three-legged stool, and you take off one of the legs, it just goes tipping off.
Yeah.
Okay. Podcasting.
Yeah.
What did we watch these past couple weeks?
Yeah, also this section is going to be notably shorter because we don't have Helena here to show the other two of us up.
I know. I've been trying to watch more movies. I've been trying to watch more stuff I haven't seen before because, and don't tell Helena. They're gonna listen to this episode, but shh, don't tell Helena. But every couple weeks, Helena's like, so here's all the stuff I've seen, and a bunch of it was new, and I'm expanding my movie horizons, and I'm like, shit, I gotta watch new stuff. So I'm trying to watch more movies and watch more new things. It's a slow process. Just because I'm a real busy bee, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm happy to go first. If you would like.
It doesn't matter to me.
I did actually see a couple of things. This list is all stuff that I've never seen before, so that's cool.
Yay.
Well, first off, I decided to start. I don't know if I've talked about this yet. Maybe I have. I decided to start Star Wars: The Clone Wars TV show. Like from the very beginning, when everybody looks like they're made out of Lego. I love this for them. Don't get me wrong, but everyone absolutely does look like they're made out of Legos. So I've been watching that with my roommate, and I've really been enjoying it. Even the early stuff that's like fairly uneven, I like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. I like when they are clones.
I like when they're clones. I like the clones. I like the concept of getting to explore, 2 million scientifically identical human men who are nevertheless 2 million individual people with, personalities and shit. I think that's really cool. I think that, like, it feels like we're gonna get into, like, they have their own, like, culture, and we get to find out some stuff about that. And also, just, like, I'm gonna be real here, I just really like High Republic shit. I do. Yeah. I really, really, really like the Twilight of the Republic. It's a fun setting. It's very fruitful, and like, I love, like, scrappy... the kind of, like, scrappy, like, I'm struggling to come up with something that isn't Firefly, because that's not really what I mean, but, like, I mean, it is. The kind of sci-fi where people are sort of, everything, like, vaguely sucks, and it's about people, kind of, like, scraping by, like, diesel punky sci-fi.
Yeah.
And this is more, the like High Republic, which that is what it's called, right? You have the Old Republic. That's like, the KOTOR era and stuff. And then I think this is like High Republic.
That sounds correct. I don't know.
As we said before we started recording, the phrase Star Wars canon is an oxymoron. The only version of Star Wars canon is the one that lives in your heart.
Yeah, someone will add us. So
yeah, somebody will. I'm sure I've gotten it wrong, and someone will add me. Anyway, it's just it has a different vibe than a lot of my favorite sci-fi stuff, and it's one that I think is really cool, because I think that I mean, and obviously, like, anything that's about, the Twilight of Empires is still kind of timely, even though this show is like 12 years old now. Anyway, except also,
especially considering, like, in the scenario, we know how it ends. Like, no matter what happens, we know how this ends, which is such an interesting way to watch a show. Especially, like, I watched. So I've been watching Clone Wars, and, like, to be honest, I've been reading a shitload of Clone Wars fanfiction because I'm living my best life. But I watched Revenge of the Sith for Star Wars Day. And I was just like, Revenge of the Sith hits different when you've, like, spent, like, 3 weeks cramming clone content in between your ears. But just, like... everything, I love knowing that it's going to end in tragedy, and unpicking all of the little ways in which it could have, like, just unpicking all of the little places where maybe it could have gone differently is just something I love, because I love to emotionally torture myself. And it's a tragedy, and it's one of those tragedies that's like it's unavoidable, and that makes it like heart-wrenching. Like, you made a post that was like, I'm putting the DVD, like, maybe Anakin will do something different this time. Every time you're like, I just want him to do something different. I know he's not going to.
Yeah,
it's like the worst Groundhog Day.
Yeah, but it's like, I know that the reason the prequel movies have stood up for me, even through all of their glaring inconsistencies and, like, technical faults, is that every time I throw on a DVD of Revenge of the Sith, there's some part of me that goes, maybe this time someone will get through to him. Maybe this time I will hit play and somebody will say the right thing, or realize what's going on or reevaluate the way that they see the world just enough to like allow them to like make the right connections, maybe it'll be okay. Every time! I've seen Revenge of the Sith like 15 times! Anyway, look, once again, I'm renewing my prequel apologist credentials. So yeah, love Revenge of the Sith, love Star Wars The Clone Wars. Really love that animated Obi-Wan Kenobi has to drop a certain number of witty one-liners per hour or he'll literally die, and B actually does flirt with everything. I thought people were joking. They're not.
No.
Clone Wars Obi-Wan is the horniest bastard in the entire galaxy, and I love that for him.
It's like that Tumblr text post that's like, you can't get married as a Jedi, like Obi-Wan, like Anakin, you can't get married as a Jedi, like connections are forbidden or whatever, and Anakin's like, what about all your grinder hookups? And Obi-Wan's like, well, I'm not marrying them.
Look, he's not marrying Ventress, you just are like, this show is for children, and I can practically see. They're just eye fucking. It's fine. Sometimes you're eye fucking while you're trying to kill each other with laser swords.
Yeah,
and then on like
Wars,
a
baby.
That's Star Wars, baby. And then like on a way more subdued note, I saw one like pretty fun little gay movie and one like face-meltingly exquisite gay movie. So I watched this movie called Supernova, which I flew under the radar. It's Colin Firth and Stanley Tucci as a long-established, middle-aged gay couple, one of whom has early onset Alzheimer's. And they're, like, going on a little road trip thing. And it's one of those movies where it's, like, it's not great. Like, I had fun, I enjoyed watching it. I don't, like, I probably wouldn't watch it again. But it felt like it had a lot of opportunities to become bigger and therefore worse as a movie, and like turned them down, which I admire. Like it's a movie with a very, very narrow scope, much of which takes place inside of this very, very tiny, very ancient, like, camper van, and then also, like, inside of this, like, very lived-in, cluttered, like, house that their family, like, their old friends live in. There's a lot of, like, and it's, but it's, like, the interiors of these really small spaces are shot really, really, really well. I thought the cinematography was very precise in small spaces, which I really liked. Good performances. The most fun thing about it is that I had an interesting, like, my mom actually, like, opened a conversation about, like, hey, what do you think about, like, straight actors playing gay people? And we had an interesting discussion about that. Which I thought was fun, because I love my mom to pieces. Yeah, I love my mom to pieces, and I know that she loves me a lot. She just, like, doesn't bring up queer stuff ever. It's not like she won't talk about it with me, she just doesn't initiate those conversations. And so I thought that was really cool. I also liked their relationship was sort of very... It was very low-key in the way that, like, people just who have been married for a long time are sometimes just, like, very low-key around each other. But I also felt like it made sense because the age of, like, because of the ages of these characters. You're like, oh, the two of you have been together for a very, very long time, and for a lot of your relationship, you just couldn't be affectionate in public. And so perhaps you've just, you think about people who just got used to not kissing each other in public. because you couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but so it was sort of, there was a lot of love and attraction there that was like happened in like the spaces between them, but it didn't involve a lot of like, people macking on each other. And then I saw Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which other people have been so much more eloquent about than I could possibly be. That movie is perfect. It's just perfect. It's like I can't even talk about it. Because it's like I don't even know what to say other than like I'm in awe. And also I think it's nice that now on my favorite movies list I have 2 movies with no women and 1 movie with no men. We're working towards gender parity, baby.
That's equality.
It's like Lawrence of Arabia, no women. Master and Commander, no women. Portrait of a Lady on Fire, the dudes are implied heavily, but I don't have to look at them or listen to them talk. Oh yeah, and then
like some of the only dudes you see are like people who are like the dudes who are like bringing her in on a boat at the beginning.
Yeah.
The dudes who like pack up the like that's it. Like they show up and then they leave.
The men in that movie are like the only men that you see there are literally there to move heavy shit around.
Yeah.
They're basically forklifts.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the sexy lamp principle, you have the forklift principle for dudes now. Oh, and also, Leia and I have been watching Netflix's Shadow and Bone, which has been very fun because I think I finished Six of Crows, but I may not even have finished it. Never read Crooked Kingdom, never read the Grisha trilogy, don't really know dick about it, and it's fun to watch. I cannot remember the last time I watched something that was like a YA adaptation, something like that, where I had functionally no familiarity with the source material. I'm watching it like a normie, Maddie. And it's great. Because it's actually, like, legitimately quite good.
Mm-hmm.
And knows what to do with the absolutely massive amounts of money that they spent on it. So, shout out to the production design of that show. Anyway, I'm done. Everybody, if you haven't watched Portrait of a Lady on Fire already, what are you doing with your life? Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I'll transition into like I also was there for that, watching A Portrait of a Lady on Fire, and it's really interesting because I was just in like a terrible mood, to the point where I almost was like I just can't watch this tonight, guys. Like I'll see you later. I like almost dipped like 20 minutes in, I decided to stick it out, and it got to the point where like. I was like, yeah, I'm enjoying this movie now. And I, like, from kind of a really distant perspective, I can see how it was a very good, like, a well-crafted film. But I just, like, couldn't get into it. And I, like, didn't enjoy the experience of watching it because I was just, like, in a bad mood. And I, like, bummed because that, like, super tainted my experience of the movie where I'm, like, I didn't have fun watching it. But it's not the movie's fault. That was just, like, I wouldn't have had fun doing most things, I think, at that period in time.
Yeah,
I just, like, couldn't get out of the funk. Yeah, I just couldn't get out of it. Which is, like, I think at some point I would like to go back and, like, watch it when I am, like, in a place where I can, like, enjoy it and appreciate it. But I was just, like, yeah, it's sad to say that, like, I was, like, I don't know. It was just weird. I'm, like, very, like, I know Leia's seen it a few times and, like, really likes it. Helena obviously loves it. You really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad. And I was just, like, I was just cranky. So, I think part of it, too, is, like, I was already cranky, and it was one of those things where, like, everyone and their mom has told me how good of a movie it was, and because I was already cranky, I was like, I've decided I'm not gonna have a good time right now. Because everyone told me this movie was good, and I'm feeling contrary. Which is, like, such an annoying thing for your brain to do. So I think next time I watch it, I'm going to, like... Yeah. I think next time I watch it, I'm going to like take a moment where I could just like be by myself and like let myself kind of just like get into it and like immerse myself in that experience kind of like at my own pace. Not to say that watching it with you guys wasn't fun, because like I love my friends and I like watching movies with them, and you guys were saying insightful things. But it was like I haven't had a movie watching experience like that like in a really long time, if ever, and it was very bizarre.
Oh no.
And it wasn't anybody's fault either.
I would
there
be
was
curious to hear.
Nothing wrong with any of it. It was just like odd.
Well, yeah. I would be very curious to hear what you end up thinking of it somewhere down the line.
Yeah. I definitely think it's worth revisiting, like, especially because, like, I can tell it's a good movie. Like, I was watching it, and I was like, I could take enough space from it to be like, I can tell that this is a, like, good piece of art. It just, I, like, couldn't get emotionally invested in it, which is, I think, like...
I can understand, it's kind of a prickly movie at the beginning.
Yeah, but like yes, I agree. I think in that scenario that's not, because that doesn't generally put me off. Mm-hmm. It was just like I like just couldn't, I wasn't in a headspace where I could let myself kind of like open up to where it wanted to take me.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, sometimes
like I was like weird. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. I'm glad I watched it finally. Like, I'm glad I, like, finally understand what people are talking about, and I, like, have a point of reference for it, and, like, once again, like, was, like, it was a good movie. I'm glad I got to see a good movie, and I hope at some point I get to rewatch it, and also, like, care about it. Because I think I would.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's one of those, it's not like I'm like, I don't want to watch that again. It's like, no, I do specifically want to watch it again, because I think I, like, will care about it. I just like couldn't, and I feel like I've been harping on it, and I want to make it clear, like, I think it's definitely a movie worth watching, and the part of the reason I'm talking about it so much is because like it's like a movie going experience I've never had before, and it was really, I like keep thinking about it because I'm like, that was like so weird to have that experience with a movie. And I don't think it's, I don't know. Odd to think about.
I'm trying to think about whether I've had this, that, what you're describing, like, sounds familiar, although I can't, like, pin it to a specific film. But I feel like there's been, maybe been times where there are, like, movies that kind of ask a lot of you, if that makes sense. And if you are sort of, like, you're like, well, I'm watching this movie, but I'm kind of like, for whatever reason, just not in a position to like really go along with what it's asking me to go along with. You can end up kind of like weirdly detached from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or feeling like it's like trying to hold you hostage, or feeling like resentful of it, because it's like, which is not the movie's fault. The movie's like, hey, here's the premise, and you're like, don't tell me what to fucking do. It's like, bitch, you're watching a movie.
Sometimes
that's the point.
Sometimes you're just like, strangely, this movie has tipped my issues with authority. Not really sure why, but it sure fucking has.
It's very weird. So yeah, so that was my two very opposite experiences with that movie, and, like, my experience I will absolutely cop to was just, like, my issues. And is I think, like, I'm a little bummed. Now, looking back, I'm like, oh, I'm a little bummed that, like, I like, kind of, I couldn't, like, take the time to, I, like, didn't let myself take the time to, like, get out of that space. But I don't know, maybe that's too harsh. Maybe it's just one of those things where it's like, that's just what was happening that day. So
well, the nice thing about movies versus, it'll still be there.
Yeah, exactly. I know so many people who would be thrilled to watch it with me again.
Yeah.
If I decided I wanted, or I could just do it by myself, and that would be okay too. So that is good.
Both true.
So I watched that. I rewatched The Fall. I've been doing boys' night every Sunday with with my boys. Most, like, there are not many boys in that group. We just call it boys' night. And Johnny and I, who we talked about last episode, also both really like The Fall. And Andrew and Ben, producer Ben, have not seen it, and we were like, oh fuck, we got this projector in Johnny's backyard, we gotta show them The Fall.
That's so sick. God, I'm
and
so
it was
jealous.
incredible. I was drinking wine, I got handed a joint, I was watching The Fall huge. It was an experience I have never had before, and it was incredible. 10 out of 10 would experience again. Oh, Rob was also there. Rob had also... So 3 people who had not seen the movie before.
Wild!
Yeah. I was so emotional. It was great. It was an incredible experience. I love that movie so fucking much. I, like, want to watch it again. I just watched it.
Check out our podcast episode on The Fall. Can't remember whatever episode that is, but...
Neither do I.
Scroll through our back catalog and listen to that.
It's a fairly early one.
It is. It's the one that we had record twice. And we were like, we love this movie so much, we're just gonna fucking record another. Yeah, because
worth recording twice.
The audio
we
died.
Lost the audio. Yeah, for some of it.
And we love that movie so much
that
we recorded the audio twice.
Yep. That actually, Ben was like, I've been wanting to watch that movie since I listened to that episode, because that episode is like, not to toot our own horn, but apparently that episode is good enough that it made him want to like interesting enough to make him want to watch the movie. But he was like, I listened to that whole episode and I still didn't feel like I was like spoiled for it going in. Like I got to like fully experience it, which is like, oh god, dream, ideal.
Maybe we are good at podcasting.
So yeah, I think we're pretty good at podcasting actually. And that was an early episode, so I can feel like we've only gotten better. So yeah, watch The Fall again. I watched His Girl Friday. I've been trying to, as I said, watch more new to me movies, and that was one that I saw my friend tweeting about. I was like, man, I've been wanting to watch that. I'll just watch it. So I did. Really enjoyed it. Had a good time. I watched The Sting, which I've seen my dad showed it to me when I was a kid. But I didn't remember like anything about it. So to me, I was like, this is new to me because I just don't remember anything about this besides like it good and ending. The like ending is a twist ending, and the twist is good. So like it was so delightful to watch that movie again. Like what it apparently won like 7 Academy Awards, and I'm like, I understand why it did. Well deserved.
Fucking absolutely deserved as hell. God, someday we should do an episode.
I think
on
it's
the
on
Sting, like just on.
We
the Sting,
should
because
yes.
That is one of my dad's favorite movies, and it is like a movie that like he plonked me down as a kid. Was like, we're watching The Sting.
And same
like,
with my parents.
Yeah, and like I love it now, and like it's one of those. Growing up, it was one of those movies where like if my dad was like flipping channels and The Sting was on, like we would stop and watch The Sting for a little bit. Yeah. It that movie I contribute, and like I feel like I also saw like the Oceans remakes at a fairly formative age, and like those movies were like so formative to like the kind of, I didn't include them on my formative movies list, but they are like, I love heist movies, and that is entirely attributed to like Ocean's 11 and The Sting. I need to watch the original Ocean's 11. Yeah, I've never seen it.
I have not done that yet. But I have it on DVD because it came in my pack that has all the other Oceans movies, so we should watch that. Yeah, what a fucking good movie. I saw the new Mortal Kombat movie. That was another boys' night. We go between like, hey, do you want to watch like a good movie, and then being like, hey, do you want to watch some like batshit crazy stuff?
Okay,
because we watched
I want to watch Mortal Kombat really bad.
It was really fun, actually. I had a fucking blast. That was Andrew, Ben, Johnny, and I. Rob was not there for that one, and Andrew, Ben had already seen it. And they were like, "Hey, do you want to watch Mortal Kombat?" Johnny and I were like, "Yeah," and Johnny and I were like losing our shit the whole time. We were like, "Oh, this fucking rips," especially because they were playing Mortal Kombat on the projector before we started watching the movie, so we were just like hyped on the high of Mortal Kombat. Very fun. Had a blast. And then I have been making my way through Star Wars. I'm gonna rewatch all of Star Wars. because it's just been a really long time since I've done that. It's been like years. So I was like, great, I watched Empire Strikes Back, which, like, what is there to be said about Empire Strikes Back? It is a good movie. Love it, have fun every time.
My man
every time I watch it there. My man is there. Every time I watch it, I think about that Tumblr text post that's like, sir, mayhaps you should not go out into the darkness on account of your sheep horse will freeze, and Han just bellows out of nowhere, then I'll see you in hell. That's exactly what he does, and it's funny every time.
Yep. I'm sure there are Star Wars characters with less chill than Han Solo, but I can't name any off the top of my head.
Oh, there aren't many. It's like Anakin, and that's maybe it.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, so it's such a good movie. Like, you know, I don't know if Empire is my favorite Star Wars movie. But I am like, yeah, it is definitely like one of the best ones, no doubt. And then Madeline, who has been a guest on the show many times, and I have been like working our way also through Clone Wars. We watched we are almost done with season 3. Yeah, to be fair, we skipped season 1 because we had both already seen it. And we skipped the first few episodes of season 2 because we were like, I think we've seen some of these, and we just decided to like, I think we picked up at like 2-5 or something, and we're like, yeah, this seems nice. Where both of us like are 2-4, like early season 2. And I've just been methodic, so we're almost halfway through Clone Wars, and nice. Have been like very much enjoying it. Obviously, you and I just talked about Clone Wars a lot. I think you and I should do an episode on Clone Wars once we finish it.
Oh, I would love to do that. Yeah, because there's
even like once you get like closer to like catching up with us. Yeah, there's 7 seasons, but the last 2 seasons are like half seasons. Oh, okay. So like there's technically like 6 kind of. Okay. Like 6 full seasons. So like when you catch up to us, like maybe when we're like halfway through, we should do. Oh god, I don't want to wait to do a Clone Wars episode until we're done because that's gonna take forever. Like I want to do one now. We could do Clone Wars Part 1 and Part 2. So like when we're halfway through, we talk about it. Then when we're done, we can talk about it. I don't know. I want to talk about Clone Wars so bad.
And then Maddie and I both just have Clone Wars brain in a big way now.
I care about the clones so much.
I cannot believe that I have 2 million identical sons, some of whom are also
so many
my
husbands. Yeah, I have so many husbands. I'm married to all of them. It's crazy. I love that, like,
the entire GAR.
Yeah, I love that as the show goes on, it like matures. I love the additional information you get on Anakin. I love the information you get on Padme. I love Ahsoka. I love all the like Mandalore stuff. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi, obviously.
Mandalore shit.
Oh, it's so good. We started getting into that arc when we were watching season 2 of Mandalorian. And so that was really interesting to provide that additional context. So we were, liked that. Yeah, it's just like, God, I just love Clone Wars. It's so good. And I only watch it with Madeline, and we only can watch it like kind of sporadically. So I'll spend weeks where I'm just like, God, I want to watch Clone Wars so fucking bad. God, I want to watch Clone Wars so bad. So there's that. And we watched, because Bad Batch just started coming out, so we watched the first episode of that and really enjoyed it. There have been some, I think, legitimate criticisms about whitewashing, which I did notice when I was watching it. I was like, oh, that's weird. I wonder why they did that. Apparently they're like, yeah, that was an unfortunate side effect of like this tool we used, and we're gonna fix that. So we'll see if that happens or not. But I think otherwise it was like 75 minutes long, which I was like, oh, it's interesting that they are treating this like it's like The Mandalorian or one of their MCU shows where it is like a long form episodes where they really have room for the plot to breathe, but it's animated, which I thought was really interesting, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. I'm also like slowly making my way through Lupin again. I just have to finish part 3. And then I'll be done, and that's gonna be nuts because I've been working on it for like 2 years or something. But just picking my way through.
Unbelievable amount of Lupin.
It's so much, and then I have the movies, but like I feel like the movies are like whatever. I'll kind of hit those as I hit them. For me, it's just the mountain of watching all of the anime is kind of what I'm what I'm doing. I think I'm on episode, like, 15, and there's, like, 50 episodes, so I got a little bit to go, in this part, but I actually, this is the Pink Jacket, which is, like, the animation style is, like, very weird and interesting, and, like, the art is, like, it's, like, some people really do not like Pink Jacket. It's very 80s. I really like it. So that's your semi-annual Lupin update. I'm getting there. I'm doing it.
Maddie's still toiling in the Lupin mines.
I am for sure. And it's one of those things where, like, I really do, like, obviously I love Lupin the Third, or else I wouldn't have fucking done this, but, like, I got over the hill that was Red Jacket, which is, like, so many episodes. It's, like, 150 something episodes. And then I started the downhill slope, and I'm like, man, it's, like, weird that it's coming to an end. But also I've just watched, like, so much of it. It's, like, the most of any series I've ever watched, because most of the anime I watch are, like, maybe 1 or 2 seasons, so, like, 50 episodes tops. I just don't have the attention span for... I think I've watched more of Lupin now than I even watched of, like, Naruto, because I mostly read the manga. And for the long-time listeners, you'll have heard rumors of my many years spent in the Naruto mines. So, wow, what the fuck? So much Lupin in my brain. It's just for free. It's just there.
It's just living rent-free.
Oh my god. I know. Oh my god. Yeah, so that is what I watched. Boy, I love Star Wars. Now I'm just like, Sean Bean, whatever. Why wasn't Sean Bean in Star Wars? I just want to talk about Star Wars. No, we're talking about our friend of the podcast.
Friend of the
Sean
podcast,
Bean.
Sean Bean.
Oh, also Helena wanted to mention that she only got 7 wrong on her Oscar predictions, so there's that on that. You guys will know this already if you listen to the Oscars episode, because it came out after the Oscars, but she just wanted to mention that she only got 7 wrong, so... including that one really stupid Best Actor one, which, like, I love my dad, Anthony Hopkins, but, like, also, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was
spicy. Oof.
Don't love that.
No, the Oscars are a sham. And a crime.
Yep. Yes, they are.
Boy. All right. Sean Bean. What is there to say about Sean Bean?
What is there to say about Sean
our man Sean Bon?
One, the man has 117 acting credits on the IMDb.
Yep.
Which is
he sure do.
Just amazing, and also sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of TV recently.
Yeah. You know what I just remembered that we started watching and never finished? That Frankenstein Chronicles show that he was in, where he was sad and had syphilis, and was like a proto-London policeman.
He had syphilis?
Yeah, that was because he was. Yeah, no, because he was dosing himself with mercury pills. Yeah, he did dead wife. I feel like he has a dead wife a lot. I mean, there's just a lot of that's just
there's just a lot of dead wives.
There's a lot of sad sack dude protagonists with dead wives. Because
we got a few episodes into that
on mercury pills for the syphilis, and it was making him hallucinate. Because syphilis was really bad.
Oh, that's right.
Syphilis, it still is really bad, but it was really bad.
Yeah,
no. He just I don't know what I could not possibly speculate as to what Sean Bean's logic is in choosing roles. No fucking clue.
No, God bless him though. He's working right now for sure.
I'm gonna be real here. I think he just likes to act.
I think he just likes to do his job, which I respect.
Yep. Yeah. Wish that were me.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I forgot that he is in the Snowpiercer show. I feel like I was in the before times. I guess I don't know. Maybe this was like in the early before times, right before things started going to shit. I just remember at one point, or I was like, I just remember being in a bar and looking up and like seeing something from the Snowpiercer show and being like, "Is that fucking Sean Bean?" Like, that's my reaction to so many things where I'll just like randomly be somewhere and like look over at a screen and suddenly playing. I'll be like, "Is that Sean Bean?" I feel like he's always in something, which, like, respect.
Yeah.
I haven't heard, like, anything about the Snowpiercer show. I can't imagine that it is great, considering the whole thing that Snowpiercer is. So good,
but I'm like, how the fuck did you decide to make it, like, why? Why did you do that?
Know why you would make it a show, but...
Greatest hits as, being the guy who's part B in Jupiter Ascending, Sean B.
Sean B.
It's just like Sean Bean is frequently a meme and is also a very good actor, and I feel like that's just range, baby.
The reason apparently according to his Wikipedia page, in 2019 he was like, "I will no longer be taking scripts in which my character dies," which is so funny to me that he had to be like, "I'm not doing that anymore." That's like the only restriction he has placed on his career. And I think he kept doing them because he is so good at dying, which is a weird thing to say, but he is. We said it before on the show, but he's good at it. He has the range. But it's so funny to me that he specifically had to be like, "No, you won't."
I want to watch this BBC show where he's a Catholic priest.
That does sound fun. Yeah, he was in Game of Thrones, which is literally the only reason I've wanted to watch Game of Thrones.
I watched the first season of Game of Thrones. This is I feel like Sean Bean, like, elevates mediocre and or bizarre movies on a regular basis.
He's just fucking good.
Yeah, he is, and he's always like there's a like a solidity to his screen presence that he has this air of like down to earthness, which is probably has a bunch of fucking British class system implications that I could start talking out of my ass about, and will refrain from doing so, as I am in fact a Yank. That's but us. He just look, Sean Bean can say a lot of absolute fantasy horseshit with a completely straight face, and you never doubt it. It makes it feel more real when Sean Bean is saying it, because you're like, fundamentally, you're a dude. He's a dude. He's just like, deep down, he seems like a real human being. And he looks like, I mean, he's like hot, but in like a like normal human kind of way. Like, he doesn't look like he was grown in a test tube. No. And like focus grouped within an inch of his life. And he just says things and they sound reasonable. And that means that sometimes he's the most believable person in really bizarre shit. And also, when he got offed at the end of the first season of Game of Thrones, I went, well, congratulations on killing the only person who was giving an actual acting performance in this show. I think some of the people in Game of Thrones like got better, but the first season is like, there's a lot of people in that show who I like know can act, and they're just, everyone is bad. They just weren't.
I think it got better. I saw some later episodes because my mom and stepdad like rewatched it while I was living with them. And therefore I was like, I want to hang with my parents. I will watch some of this show I don't care about. And I did. And I was like, no shade to Game of Thrones fans. Y'all been through a lot. I was like, I don't really care about this show, but I can understand why other people do, I guess. I felt very neutral about it. I do think the acting does get better. Some of the stuff I saw was like, okay, you guys are like putting in the work, but Sean Bean is just like a class act. So
Yeah,
whatever.
He is. He's
Um,
yeah.
On the wiki page under acting style, it says despite being professionally trained. I love that it says despite being professionally trained, which is very funny.
Did the man he did go to RADA, didn't he? Like he went to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, right? No. Yes, he got. Yeah,
yes,
he had
1983.
He was a scholarship kid.
Oh,
and,
he played Tybalt in a Romeo and Juliet. I bet that was
and then
fun.
he was in. Yeah, he was part of the Royal Shakespeare Company because England is microscopic.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so despite being professionally trained, Bean adopts just the fact that Bean adopts an instinctive style of acting that some say makes him especially well suited to portraying his character's depths. Blah blah blah. He's like gotta get into character and then he can snap in and out. The ability to go from the quiet man on set to the warrior Boromir, quote unquote, amazed Sean Astin during filming of Fellowship of the Ring. Other fans include directors Mike Figgis and Wolfgang Peterson, who described working with Bean as, quote, a beautiful thing, unquote. Which I love. I just think that's so cute. Bean is often described as down to earth, which I think is very funny considering.
Wait, what?
In his image, he has like a specific section in his wiki that's just image, which is Bean is often described as down to earth, which I think is funny considering that you described him basically as that.
Yeah.
As we discovered earlier, he apparently is a skilled pianist, is a keen gardener, welder, and sketcher, and I'm like, I need to know more. Sean, tell me more.
Where's Sean Bean's, like,
where's his welding YouTube channel?
Yeah, get a GoPro and give me a tour of your garden, Sean Bean.
Please. Oh, that would be delightful.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody... I wonder if there are, like, Americans out there who are like, I have trouble understanding Sean Bean's Yorkshire accent. Because sometimes people are like, to be fair, there is a point at which, like, people are extremely from Yorkshire. And, as I have said before on this podcast, I did find the point at which I need subtitles for the Yorkshire accent, and it's God's own country.
Yeah.
A beautiful film which I had to watch twice because the first time I watched it there were no subtitles available and I lost like a third of the dialogue.
Yeah.
He's like the opposite
I
of
find
Tom
his
Hardy.
voice so
he never
soothing.
changes his voice.
No.
Me too.
So true.
I love that he's doing more, like he's doing voice work a lot these days.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
I
he's doing a lot of video game
listening
work, which I think is
to
fun.
him talk.
Yeah. He apparently did the voice of the narrator in Civ 6, which is very funny because I know a lot of friends who play that game, and I want to be like, okay, can you confirm for me if that's Sean Bean? That is what IMDb says, but I do not play Civ. I need to know.
I played I played like an unbelievably large amount of Civ 3 back in the day, but I found out
I used to play a lot of the early
Civ 6
Civs.
and I almost bought it.
Apparently Civ 6 is really good, according to a couple of our mutual friends.
Nice.
But I'm like, I used to really enjoy Civ, but now I'm like, a single game of Civ just takes so long. And it's the same thing over and over again, and sometimes that is perfect for my brain, and sometimes it's bad, and Civ, unfortunately, is bad. So, but I'm like, I would do it for Sean Bean, though. I support his career. Just by buying Civ 6. Apparently he's also in Wolfwalkers, which is like, well, I mean, I was gonna see that anyway, but now I'm double gonna see it, so...
No, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm just going down this rabbit hole of, like, I have this thing where I know more about British, like, class and regional dynamics than your average American person, but I don't know enough to, like, not make a fool of myself trying to talk about it. Maybe I'm just like terrified that I'm gonna say something dumb.
Yeah.
But
you're gonna get canceled by English people.
I'm gonna get canceled by the fucking county of Yorkshire.
Yeah. Gonna get you. Watch out.
Mea culpa. Mea maxima culpa. Anyway, it's just interesting. I cannot think of any other actor who there's a specific niche that Sean Bean has carved out for himself in Hollywood, where he's never attempted to get rid of his Yorkshire accent. It's just become very distinctive, and he doesn't look like the American Hollywood like masculine ideal or whatever. Like,
nope.
He looks like a dude from Yorkshire, and it's like he has like a brand almost, but it's not really a typecasting thing.
No.
I don't know. I'm having trouble articulating this, where he has this like he's not any of the sort of like, he has a niche that's outside of the sort of like 3 or 4 stereotypical like British actor roles in Hollywood or like molds in Hollywood. You know, he's not skinny and posh and kind of fey. And he's not like London gangster or whatever the fuck. But he's
like, he'll play.
Go ahead. Sorry.
He'll play villains.
Yeah,
but he doesn't play capital E, capital V English villains.
No, not at all. Because he's not from the he's not from the south of England, and he's not posh. Like, his he is from, I think, a family that got fairly wealthy, but like still were like, you know, we are working class, like we have money, but our like community is a working class community, and like this is where we live and like who we are. And it seems like he's sort of embraced that, like that kind of like the like ideal Yorkshire masculinity thing of being like quiet, and he gives off that like quiet and like dependable vibe. Which I think is a kind of a specific stereotype. I do love that the Wikipedia uses the phrase rough cut to describe his looks, which is like, yeah, okay, I guess. Sure. Yeah. Mostly I just think he's hot.
I do think he's hot. Yeah, apparently I'm looking at the wiki. It's always so weird looking at a Wikipedia for a real person, because it feels like kind of invasive.
Yeah, there's just a lot of shit. As I'm saying this,
I'm like, you know what? I was going to talk about his family, and I've decided I'm not going to, because that feels weird, and it's none of my business. If you want to know, you can look it up in his Wikipedia. But yeah, basically what you said is like, yes, that all sounds correct. And it is like definitely interesting.
Best part of GoldenEye.
A movie I've never seen, but I didn't know he was in GoldenEye, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll fucking watch GoldenEye then.
I don't remember it very well, but I do remember thinking that, because I think I've seen most of the Pierce Brosnan and James Bond movies, and I remember thinking that like his dynamic with Pierce Brosnan's Bond was like my favorite thing that Pierce Brosnan did playing James Bond. I don't particularly care for the Pierce Brosnan and James Bond movies. We should do a James Bond episode at some point.
We should.
Timothy Dalton's my favorite James Bond. You heard it here, kids. I'm that asshole. I love the Daniel Craig movies, but if you're making me pick, I actually think that Timothy Dalton's my favorite Bond, which I feel like, and I can say this because we have a little explicit tag on our podcast. This amused me when the Kill James Bond podcast, of which I am a big fan and everybody should check out, were going through and rating different bonds based on how likely they were to eat pussy. And the verdict was that Timothy Dalton's bond, like, that's all he wants to do. He just stays down there. And I was like, sort of just like nodding sagely to myself during my lunch break in my car. Anyway.
I love that. It's so funny.
But yeah, no, he's just he it's so funny because he plays the like fucking like ex-best friend who's gone evil in GoldenEye, and then he's the ex-best friend who's gone evil in National Treasure. And it's so compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love it every time.
He's so good as like characters who like started out with good intentions and then those good intentions led them to hell. It's just, I feel like there's multiple characters, which is also Boromir. I guess I just imprinted on this fucking template. And like, I don't know, Sean Bean just... This is just the Sean Bean fan podcast now, which like...
He has the range.
Yeah, he does. And he plays a lot of... I feel like he's played a lot of characters who like... on paper would seem very samey, but every time I like, you know, and I also feel like I saw him in a lot of movies that I just like watched like most of because they were on some channel or whatever when somebody was like flipping through channels when I was like a preteen and stuff. And I feel like he has played a lot of like villain roles. They all feel like real people. Like they all feel in like there's just a thing about his like screen presence that's like, oh, okay, like all of these feel like different real people, even though it's like, you know, some villain dude and then like some other villain dude. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this.
No, I feel you. I don't know how to follow it up. I don't know how to continue the thought, but like I feel you. I know what you're trying to say. This is unrelated to that thought, but I just remembered that his character's name in Jupiter Ascending is Stinger, so that's funny. That's the fun fact.
B guy. We should watch. I want to watch Jupiter Ascending again.
I would love to watch Jupiter Ascending again. It's been a second. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I saw it.
It's been a long time. I haven't seen it in quite a
while.
while.
My birthday a few years ago or something, but I haven't seen it since.
You know what I like? I like Sean Bean just like looking at people. This is a dumb thing to say, but he's good at looking at people. Just thinking about...
I mean, yes.
I feel like, I'm sorry, it's a specific, like, screen acting skill set, and
it is.
Some people are just really good at looking at people, and you can
conveying things with their eyes.
Yeah, you can just, you're like, I can see your relationship to this person in your eyeballs, and Sean Bean is one of those people. I just went down a mental rabbit hole about Boromir looking at Aragorn, and now I need to lay down and die.
Shut up. Stop it.
I can't!
Oh, God. Man, I was just looking at something, like, one of his movies I wanted to talk about, and I totally blanked.
I gotta know, is he, like, hot as Zeus in the terrible Percy Jackson movie?
I've never seen it! I don't know!
I'm gonna look up what he looks like.
Yeah, look up and tell me. I was gonna...
the least
have you
sexy
seen Troy?
he has ever been. Yeah, like a really long time ago.
Oh, that's fucked up. Okay. I was gonna say, I haven't seen Troy in a really long time, and I keep forgetting that he plays Odysseus. And Odysseus is, like, my favorite Greek classics character. Everyone gets to stay in a problematic fave, and mine is Odysseus.
He's not in it very much.
That's what I've heard, and that's just so disappointing to me.
I mean, just because Odysseus isn't
in the
Iliad very much.
The Odyssey. No, that's not correct. In the Iliad, he just shows up and he's like, I mean, we could kill people, I guess. And then you're like, what? And he's like, okay, bye. That's Odysseus.
I'm looking up what Sean Bean looks like as Zeus. He's hot.
Oh,
in
okay,
the Percy
share
Jackson
a photo.
Thing.
Share a photo, let me see
okay.
his face.
I'm trying to... I'm trying to pick a good one. I'm gonna do this from my phone. I just realized that trying to save something... Or I can just post a link.
There's some 2003 movie called The Big Empty where he plays a character just called Cowboy.
Well, we have to watch
I'm like,
that.
I gotta know more about this. Hold on. I'm just gonna click. It stars Jon Favreau as a struggling actor with a bizarre request from his neighbor to deliver a suitcase he cannot open. That apparently one of the characters he meets is just a character named Cowboy. Like, this isn't like a one-off character that they didn't give a name. This character's name is Cowboy.
Yeah, we have to watch this.
This sounds really bad. What, we have to watch Percy Jackson or we have to watch The Big Empty?
I mean, I really don't want to watch Percy Jackson.
I really don't think The Big Empty is good, just looking at this Wikipedia
Okay, that's
page.
fair. I am, however, I mean, I'm going to be real here. I'm willing to watch the terrible Percy Jackson movie because I never read the books. So I have zero strong feelings about them.
I do. I care.
That's fair. I know absolutely dick all, really. I understand, like, the premise and shit, but I mean, we could just watch it because we know it's gonna be bad. Sometimes that's fun.
True. I don't hate that. I've seen the Aragon movie multiple times, so... he is really hot. Uh-oh.
He's really... We should... I kind of think this should be the fucking... This might be one of the episode photos.
Yeah, I agree. I guess we have to watch the Percy Jackson movie.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to watch the Percy Jackson movie because Welcome to Sneep at the movies were horny for Sean Bean.
Yeah. Also, what a fucking cast. Go look up the cast of the Percy Jackson movie at IMDb right now. I'm saying this to Ezra and also the listener. Z, you know, because we talked about it in the channel the other day.
I do.
But listener, go look it up because it's fucking nuts.
I am posting one more because the lighting is really good.
Yeah, let me see this additional Sean Bean. I am going to tell very quickly.
This costume.
This is a very good costume.
Like, it's actually
this
cool.
Is fun,
It sucks that this movie sucks, but like, it looks good.
Sucks
I mean, it looks like the
sucks,
CGI
but I guess we're gonna watch it.
Well, the CGI looks pretty dire, but, you know...
Really bad. I mean, what? When did that movie come out? 2010? Well, that's no excuse. Lord of the Rings had come out by then. I was gonna say, if it was like 2004, I would have given it a pass, but 2010, nah, man. I was almost graduated from high school by then. You don't have an excuse.
You know what's buck wild? Is that the fucking Sharp series. The first one, 1993. The last one, 2008.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I've seen like a couple of Sharp ones. Sharp is about British Army dude who like
Sergeant/Lieutenant Richard Sharp. Yes. It looks like.
Yeah, he's a career soldier in like the early 1800s, and the thing about Sharp was that they didn't have like the first two on DVD at the library that I went to when I was a kid because I wanted to watch them because Sharp was like adjacent to a lot of the like Napoleonic like golden age of piracy up through the Napoleonic War era British military fandom shit that I was into when I was 14.
Yeah, his military career ends with the final defeat of Napoleon, I guess.
Yeah. And I know that there were quite a number of people who were into like the Aubreyad books and because the Sharp series is also based on novels and like the Rachel Warrenblower stuff. There were the people who were really into like the Navy stuff, and then there were people who were also a lot of those people were also really into the Sharp TV movies and books. But I couldn't get my hands on the movies for whatever reason. So I've seen like one or two of them, but they were like the middle ones, and it was a long time ago. I would like to go back and watch them. because
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Sean Bean is like, he's like he's like an NCO, and like it's like 1804 or whatever, and he's like leading dudes into bat. I'm so into that shit.
Apparently, Cornwell, who wrote the books, enjoyed the Hornblower novels. When he could not find a similar series for the British Army, he decided to write it himself. The author decided to write 11 novels, the same as the Hornblower series, but changed his mind and continued writing. Also, he was so impressed with Sean Bean's portrayal, he expanded Sharp's backstory to have him growing up in Yorkshire to account for Bean's accent. The author also avoided further mention of Sharp's black hair because Sean Bean was blonde. That's so funny. He was like, no, you're the face cast now.
This guy is fuck this. This guy's the face cast.
Yeah. Similar energies to, oh my god, why am I the person who wrote Inkheart? I love her and I'm blanking on
Cornelia
her name.
Funk.
Thank you. The fact that she was like, yeah, I have this very specific guy in mind for Mo. And by God, if he didn't play him in the movie.
Yeah, dude, we met her.
I know! I can't believe I forgot. She's like one of my favorite childhood author, and I'm like so.
Look, we all have brain farts.
Yeah, sometimes your brain's like, you've never heard a name in your fucking life. And I'm like, sure. Sounds correct.
I'm gonna, in just a second, I'm gonna prompt you to yell about Silent Hill, but
okay. I have something else I also want to tell a story about, but continue.
You should tell the story because next we're going into the who is Sean Bean and why is he my dad, which like I just like dad mode Sean Bean, which is like both comforting and hot. We'll get there in a second.
Yeah, I was gonna just tell a story about, really quick, there's a 2002 movie called Equilibrium. It has Christian Bale and Sean Bean. Sean Bean is in it for, spoiler alert, like 15 minutes tops, because he dies at the beginning. And the idea is that it is a dystopian future before this specific brand of dystopia got really popular, like maybe like 5 to 10 years ago, where everyone's emotions are highly regulated and they have to take like pills to keep their emotions regulated. And Sean Bean is like the partner to Christian Bale at the beginning. And like they're like emotion cops. That's not a joke. And like Sean Bean's like, no, I've like discovered emotions again. Like I can't go back. And like the emotion cops like have to kill him. And Christian Bale's like, oh fuck, what if I had emotions? And that's like the kickoff for the whole movie. It's wild. I've seen it one time. I was in a friend's dorm room. This is after I had met you. This was our second go around at college. And I was in a friend's dorm room with some gal I had literally never met before and would never see again. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she still lives in Portland. And someone just like put it on, and we were just like sitting on the bed, like drinking and like commenting over the movie. And it was like a surreal experience. I do not remember anything about that movie. I just remember, one, she was a delight and like very fun to talk to. And I'm like, man, I wish I remembered anything about her, because I would love to get in contact with her again. And also she was like, wow, you are very funny. And I was like, thank you, I know. And she was like, I think she like used to do something in the Portland comedy scene where they would like, Mystery Science Theater 3000, like do movies. And she was like, I would like love to bring you on at some point. And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And like, clearly nothing ever came of that, but that is my only relation to that movie. Also, like, when it started up, I was like, is that fucking Sean Bean? And she was like, that's fucking Sean Bean. And I was like, what? And then he died, like, immediately. And I was like, oh, well, there goes my excitement for this movie. I remember it was, like, fine. It wasn't a great movie, but it was, like, fine. It doesn't have very much Sean Bean in it, so, like, what's the point? But yeah, I was like, I gotta tell the story about that movie.
And Sean Bean was there. It's like half of his filmography.
It's not true. I feel like we've all at some point watched something that had Sean Bean in it that was just like bizarre. and you're just like, I guess.
You're like, I guess, hey, at least Sean
Sure.
Bean's in it.
At least Sean Bean was there for 15 minutes and was, like, emotional and stuff.
Yeah.
It was gay. Those vibes were gay. I'll tell you that much. Fellas, is it gay to have your emotional crime cop partner try and convince you that, like, your society is fucked up because they won't let you feel emotions, and he feels emotions now, and then he dies, and that kicks off your journey into realizing that not feeling emotions is fucked up? Because I think that's gay.
That sounds fairly gay.
I
Just,
don't think it was like, I feel emotions now because woman. I think he was just like, I feel emotions now. I think he was like, I stopped taking the emotion pills and I feel things now. So it wasn't even like, woman make me feel things. It was just like, I have emotion. And it's like, wow.
Man has emotion, breaks society.
Yep. I forget who the person who ends up replacing Sean Bean as Christian Bale's partner. I have to look this up because that was one when I looked it up again. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, it's Taye Diggs. Which is like another one that's like wild. What the fuck? Yeah, citizens take daily injections of psychoactive drugs to suppress their emotions. After accidentally missing a dose, Preston begins to John Preston. Talk about action cop man name. Makes him crest in his morality and moderate his actions while attempting to remain undetected by the suspicious society in which he lives. Ultimately, he aids a resistance movement using advanced martial arts, which he was taught by the regime he's helping to overthrow. So clearly this movie came out after The Matrix. You know?
Yes, the two eras of Hollywood action movies, BM before Matrix and AM after Matrix.
After Matrix, yeah. Their evil society uses a flag that is clearly supposed to be Nazi shit, which when I was scrolling down on the Wikipedia was really alarming to look at.
Yikers.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a fine
hey,
movie.
Speaking of Sean Bean having emotions and breaking society, he's so good in The Martian.
He is so good. I was gonna say, I can't believe I talked about The Martian yet. That movie is so good. I wish he was in it more.
I never get tired of that movie. God, yeah, no, me too. Every time, like, all this shit's happening in the back of my head, I'm like, man, somewhere Sean Bean's character is, like, sitting in his office feeling conflicted.
Yeah, and I would love to see that.
And I would like to watch that.
I would like to see it.
He just is really good at brooding.
Yeah, I feel like that is, like, my only beef with that movie. I love that movie, and it is very good, and my only thing is every time I watch it, I'm like, I wish that we gave Sean Bean's character a little extra room to breathe, because I think that, like, he has, like, one or two, like, significant scenes, and that's it. Like, he's in and out of a lot of stuff, but, like, there's only a two where, like, he has a significant role. And I'm like, I would love if they had the room to kind of let him do a little bit more of that, because I think his character's fun, and I liked it a lot in the book. And he's really fucking good.
Shout out. He really is. He also wears a lot of sweaters, which is really important to me on a personal level.
He does.
He's like
agreed.
He's like soft and approachable, which we love in men.
We'd love to see.
The visual gag of them being like, this is Project Elrond, it's a secret meeting, as fucking Sean Bean is just sitting at a conference table, and just, I've seen The Martian probably, like, I don't know, I've seen The Martian a fair number, like, I've seen The Martian more than 5 times. Yeah, a solid handful of times. I lose my shit every time.
It's funny every time.
It's like the joke in the book is very funny. I one of my favorite things is that they did keep the, if we're calling it that, I want my codename to be Glorfindel line, which I remember thinking, seeing the movie after having read the book is very funny, and I remember thinking, oh, that's too nerdy, they're gonna cut that joke, and they didn't, and I was like, thank you.
Thrilled, yeah.
It's just like, nope. And also Sean Bean is there.
And also Sean Bean is there. Yeah, the visual aspect of when you are a nerd and they're talking about Elrond and you're just like, Sean Bean was in those movies. Which is like so dumb, but like still very funny.
No,
yeah, what a good one.
It's just really funny.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Silent Hill, Maddie. Lay it on me.
All right, let's talk about Silent Hill real quick. They're not good. First of all, we'll start there. They're not good movies. I own the first one on DVD.
Hill.
Couldn't tell you why. But Sean Bean plays one of my favorite Silent Hill video game characters, which is Harry Mason. All right, we're getting into Silent Hill lore. Buckle up. So the whole thing with Harry Mason in the video games is he's basically a Stephen King protagonist. He's a writer from the like East Coast, from like Northeast U.S. That was such a weird way to say New England. And he, yeah, that's his thing, is like he is clearly like supposed to be, I don't know if that's entirely accurate. That would not surprise me, but I think that is the idea, is he's kind of a like Stephen King protagonist a little bit.
Okay.
Who is driving around, I don't think they're going specifically in the movie. In the video game, the protagonist is Harry Mason, whose wife died a few years back, and his daughter is Cheryl Mason. She's like 6, and they adopted her like as a baby. Like they found her on the side of the road, literally, and they adopted her. In the first movie, both of the parents are still alive. And the protagonist of the movie, who is like, I gotta go find my daughter. I think in the game they just like crash the car and end up in Silent Hill. But in the movie they specifically go to Silent Hill. It's the mom who agrees to take her to Silent Hill, and Sean Bean stays behind. It is one of the few movies from that era where Sean Bean is in a movie and he is one of the characters who doesn't die. Like, many of the characters in that movie die, and Sean Bean is not one of them.
Wild.
And then he reprises his role in the second movie, which is based on the third Silent Hill game, which is a sequel to the first game. The second game is unrelated to those two. And he plays the dad again, and once again they like, I think he gets kidnapped, which is like, fucking, that's not how the game goes, but that doesn't matter. He gets kidnapped and held in Silent Hill, and the daughter has to like go after him. So he is not in either of the movies very much. But it's very funny because, like, one, he plays like a very like charming like dad who is like in a difficult position where his daughter is like being hunted and he has to protect her and he can't necessarily tell her why, which is like always compelling to me. And also in Revelations, which is the second movie, he is like, there are several shots of him, he's like tied to this big golden statue which is like crouched over him. It's like very homoerotic and very weird to look at, and also very funny. Like, I remember when I was like live tweeting it, I was like, please look at this fucking statue. I don't know what they're doing with Sean Bean right now. Like, I don't know why they did this to him. I don't remember if he has an American accent in those movies. Like, I don't remember if because he's supposed to be like an American dad. But I don't remember if they were like, hey, Sean, could you please do America? And he was like, no. Or if he was like, yeah. I think his accent is a little weird, if I recall. At one point, he wears glasses, which is fun. Love that for me.
I'm into that.
Yeah, it's weird because I like every year I change my icon on Twitter to Sean Bean in Silent Hill Revelations. And he's the final dad. He does serve. Spoiler alert, he does survive Revelations, but it's like him and his daughter and her boyfriend, who she's known for literally 3 days, are like leaving, and he's like, hello, 17-year-old daughter, I'm actually gonna go back into Silent Hill to see if I can find your mom who got lost here like 12 years ago or whatever. And that's what he fucking does. So whatever, Sean Bean, that's responsible. But he is a final dad. He does technically survive the movie.
The final dad.
I feel like Final Dad is an underutilized horror trope. I think we should do more of it. I was very not happy about the way that they handled. I was like both happy and unhappy about the way they handled his character, but whatever. The Silent Hill movies aren't good, so I don't know what I should be expecting at that point. But yeah, so Sean Bean is a dad. That is one. So he's a dad in Game of Thrones. He dad in Mirror Mirror, because I'm looking at Wikipedia, and apparently he was in Mirror Mirror and he played the king. Nuts.
Wow. He's
kind of a
dad in The Martian.
He's like spiritually dad in The Martian. He's also spiritually dad in Lord of the Rings because he
would have been a really good dad. Boromir would have been a really good dad.
Yeah, rip.
Which
miss him every day.
Do you ever just specifically that scene where he's teaching Merry and Pippin like sword fighting drills?
That's what I was thinking of.
Every time somebody in our friend group just goes, "Do you ever think about how good of a dad Boromir would have been?" And then the entire
then we all
just
scream.
like makes a wailing noise. Yeah. He's a dad.
He was
Jupiter
a dad.
Ascending.
I was gonna say he was a dad in Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
Which I always forget. Once again, I feel like he's in a lot of movies where like he's not in the movie very much. I'm always like pissed.
In which case he's like sort of a dad.
Yeah, he's technically a father. Yeah. Is he a dad in Wolfwalkers? I'm checking to see.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I think he's like the main character's dad in Wolfwalkers.
Character's dad. Yeah.
I mean, I guess in Troy he's technically a dad.
I was gonna say Odysseus is technically a dad. He's not a very good one, but he is a dad.
No. He is a dad.
He is, yes. Talk about now that like real life Sean Bean apparently has 4 grandchildren, which is adorable to me. But also I'm like, I feel like Sean Bean is now entering an age in like his 60s where he should be playing dads. I think they're like, hey, can you play action star? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. But like, let the man play some dads.
Like, because he's really good at like, and I feel like this happened. This is one of the things that was like good about the first season of Game of Thrones is that him looking at like people he feels responsible for, like helplessly, like I want so badly to fix this for you and I can't. Just ends me.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly,
Agreed.
that particular set of emotions is just hangs very well on the architecture of his face.
Rough. Yep, and I die.
Yeah.
This is not related to dads. I'm just looking at his video game roles, which he has less of than I thought. He does narrators a lot. Not shocking.
He's a good narrator.
He was in Hitman 2. He has a great narration voice. He was in Hitman 2 playing a character named Mark Faba. Notes, likeness, comma. Faba means bean in multiple languages. Which I was like, oh, that is a note, isn't it? That's a good note to have. Also, he was in Elder Scrolls Oblivion, which, if I am recalling correctly, is also one that Patrick Stewart is in. I think he plays Patrick Stewart's son.
Oh, shut the front fucking door. Do you know what I associate with the phrase fucking Elder Scrolls Oblivion?
What? Tell me.
Hey, Matty, do you remember the time that you were playing,
yes,
Elder
I know
Scrolls?
exactly what you're gonna say. Yeah. No, tell the story.
Dick sucker. Fucking, okay, so I'm gonna get the name of the game wrong because my brain is just, like, completely dead.
Yes, this was Oblivion. I can confirm.
Yes. Yeah, no, so Matty fires up a fucking game of Elder Scrolls Oblivion. This was after I had, for the first time in my life, dumped a bunch of time into a video game being Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
But what? It was that you could make your own custom class, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so you get to name it.
Yeah.
And Maddie just fucking looks me in the eye and types in Dick Sucker 5000. Except there's a character limit.
Yeah.
So when it comes out, it's Dick Sucker 500.
Yeah, that's still my banner on my private Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, anyway.
Yep.
Like I said, I hope you're enjoying the double act that meant that despite the fact that we, like, went to the liquor store every other month, everyone who worked there knew us.
Yeah.
Because this is what we're like.
I'm looking at the image right now, and oh my god, I don't think I can post this as the image for this week's episode. I don't think I can. But so this image, which is a screen cap, and I think I was playing this on my PS3, so like I could find this game file again, but it would be kind of difficult. Oh man, this was a while ago. But is a screen cap of the little box for Oblivion that's like, all right, you want to create this class, and it's create capital D, Dick Sucker 500, but it's all smashed together because of the character limit. It is not separate words; it is all one. It's like create Dick Sucker 500 class, and then I just have selected yes, and I did. That was my class. Yep. Oh, and that has been my banner on my private Twitter for, like, a really long time. I think maybe since I did it. And that would have been in, like, what, like 2015, probably?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
2015?
It does.
So, like 6 years? And it's still funny to me. Oh my god, yeah. Yep. I don't think I ever got to meet Sean Bean's character. I think I got really into, like, the side quests. Because if I recall Oblivion correctly, you are in jail, which is a great way to start off any game. You're just like Skyrim. You have been arrested, and you like are trying to break out of prison, and then the king, played by Patrick Stewart, shows up and is like, "Come with me," and you're like, and he's like, I'm about to be assassinated. I need you to go find my, like, secret son that I have. And you're like, cool. And then he dies. And you're like, oh, fuck, just like he said. And you've been charged to go find his son, which I think is voiced by Sean Bean, if I am recalling the character's name correctly. And I think I was just like, I won't, though. And I just, like, the king of this country was like, hey, can you do me a favor? And I was like, no. And I just left. I think I named that character after, like, I based that character after my undead D&D monk. Does that sound right? Octar?
Yes.
Yeah.
That does.
Which was in character for that player character, because he was, I believe, chaotic evil. So,
I mean,
you know.
yes, yeah, that he absolutely
I think the DM made me
plays
neutral evil, which I was like,
Patrick
fine.
Stewart's secret kid
Dumb.
who becomes the fucking emperor.
Yeah. Yep. And I missed out on meeting him because I was like, I'm gonna go do other stuff. And I did.
Put the two of them in a movie together.
Let him play Sean Bean's dad again.
Yeah, let him play Sean Bean's dad again, and let Patrick Stewart just be like, hey, let him let his native Yorkshire accent, because he's also from Yorkshire.
Oh, I did not
He's
know
from
that.
a different bit of Yorkshire. Because Sean Bean is specifically from Sheffield, and, where the fuck is Patrick Stewart from? Patrick Stewart is from, he's from somewhere that's in the West Riding of Yorkshire, whereas Sean Bean is from fucking... Also, so, like, they're from very similar places.
Oh, that's fun. They should play family.
I don't know shit about Dick when it comes to the fucking geography of Yorkshire, but they're both from places in the West Riding.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I love, apparently, actors who are originally from Yorkshire who are just like my dad, and who are like, I have dad feelings about you, but also are hot. Oops.
Uh-oh. Oops. Yeah, I agreed.
Sensing a theme.
Every time he plays a dad, I'm like, yes! Perfect. Truly a DILF.
Yeah.
Also, apparently he has 2 doctorates, one of which is honorary.
Sick.
But yeah, I'm looking at honors and awards. In his home city of Sheffield, he has received several honors and acclaims, including an honorary doctorate from Sheffield Hallam University in '97, and a Doctor of Letters in English Literature from the University of Sheffield in July 2007. I don't know if the second one is honorary, but it sounds like it isn't, because they didn't put that on there. He is also one of the inaugural members of Sheffield Legends, the Sheffield equivalent of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and a plaque in his honor has been placed in front of the Sheffield Town Hall. There's also somewhere out there a fish and chips shop in his hometown that is just plastered in photos of him. I have seen the images, and I want to go there because it's incredible.
I was gonna say I want to go there really bad.
Yeah. Also, apparently, a 2018 poll for Yorkshire Day saw Bean ranked as the second greatest Yorkshireman ever, behind Monty Python comedian Michael Palin. So you can take that to the bank. Second greatest ever.
Yeah,
I agree strongly with both of those.
Yeah,
so.
I'll co-sign that one.
Yeah. Ed Sheeran named among the greatest Yorkshiremen of all time. Okay, well that's nonsense. Why would they do that? I have to just real quick look at this poll.
God.
Where is it? Can I see?
I feel like Ed
Dave
Sheeran
was
tipped
chosen
over from like vaguely charming to insufferable really fast.
Agreed. So it's top 10 best ever Yorkshiremen. Michael Palin, Sean Bean, Sir Patrick Stewart, Ed Sheeran are the top 4, which is like, there are 3 incredible men, and you used Ed Sheeran for the headline, but fine.
and so three incredible dudes and some asshole.
And that guy, yeah, which is like, that's so funny that like, my thought was like, I bet Patrick Stewart's on there somewhere, right? And he was number 3, so nailed it. Top 10 best ever Yorkshire women. Judi Dench is number 1. Not shocking. Jodie Whittaker is number 8. The Bronte sisters are number 3, which is I feel like came out of nowhere. Considering some of the other people on this list were.
Jodie Whittaker was from Yorkshire.
Neither did I. Didn't realize that Judi Dench was from Yorkshire. So Yorkshire, you got a lot of folks. There's no shortage of legendary Yorkshire folk to pick from a list like this, which I agree.
Wild.
A lot of people on that list.
I want to go to York really bad. I want to go to York Minster and just very quietly sit in a corner and nerd out about how much I love Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I promise to be discreet.
Just quietly, yeah. Yeah, man, we've been talking for, like, over an hour about Sean Bean.
Alright, are we...
I don't regret that. Do you have any last-minute Sean Bean thoughts?
You know, my last-minute Sean Bean thought is literally just, when do I get to watch Lord of the Rings again?
Yeah, agreed. We watched it for New Year's, but that was that was like 5 months ago, so it's time.
Yeah, it's time. I'd like to go back and finish watching the Frankenstein Chronicles, because I thought that show was actually quite cool.
Yeah, I was enjoying it. Isn't he also a dad in that? I feel like he was also a dad, and his son was dead.
I was gonna say, I think it might be Dead Kid in that one. Yeah. But I believe that he is in fact a dad. I don't know. My parting Sean Bean thought is I'm going to go watch Wolfwalkers because it just sounds fucking dope as hell. And then also I've never seen Caravaggio, and that is like a massive oversight on my part.
Oh, that's right. That was his first film role, and I literally made a joke about it in the title of this document. Oops.
Yeah. He looks real good.
Also, I have to put this in the episode so I can make it the episode title, but we were talking about a tribute up for Sean Bean, and Helen of the Throat, I've seen Trees of Bean, so now I can make that the episode title. Thought that was very funny at the time. I still think it's very funny.
it's just
I've seen trees of bean, red roses
made
too.
that joke, and Maddie and I were both instantly like, "That's the title of the episode."
Yep. But I can't make it the episode title without referencing it at some point, so I just had to drop it in there. Like, when you're listening to the episode and you're like, what does that even mean? Don't worry, that's where it came from.
I seen trees of
yep.
bean.
Thank you, Helena. You weren't in this episode, but you contributed.
Yeah, so
that was your contribution here.
Yeah. Yep. And thanks, Hells, we miss you.
Oh, also she wanted to mention that she
it?
loves Sean Bean. Yeah, that was the other note, was
Yes.
tell them all that I did really good on my Oscars predictions, and tell them that I love Sean Bean. So there you go, Helena. Right. Did that for you, bud.
This is, and I think that might be it for this edition of the all West Coast Sneeple.
Yeah, the Sean Bean cast 2021.
Yeah.
The Clone Wars cast.
Yeah, the fucking Sean Bean and Clone Wars Brain Rot cast 2021 coming at you live from Pacific Standard Time.
That's us. And with that
all right,
said,
take us out before we say any more dumb
take
shit
us out.
And put it on the
take
internet
us away.
forever.
I know. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Sneep at the Movies from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content, and come hit us up on Twitter at people_snake. Our theme music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find at Johnny Ronaldo on Twitter. Our logo was designed by Bethany Luthold. You can find her at bethanyluthold.wixsite.com. If you got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you absolutely think we need to see, or your favorite bizarre Sean Bean role, come say hello. Also, if you can, please leave a review on iTunes and share the show with any friends who you think would enjoy it. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the movies.